Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Cork Model Farms here. So today is episode 3 of my Wexford trip. Today in this video we are going to be climbing Mount Leinster. So if you don't know, Mount Leinster is the highest point in County Carlow and County Wexford. I did this it was during the midterms about 3 weeks ago now. I haven't gotten around to making the videos yet. There's one more after this. Yeah, this was probably, I think this is the most interesting out of all 3 of the videos. This is quite a very interesting mountain. So as I said there, it's the highest point in Wexford and Carlow. There are other ones, since it's directly on the border, it's the highest in both counties, but the highest point entirely in Wexford is Blackrock Mountain, and the highest point entirely in Carlow is Blackstairs Mountain. Both all are located in the Blackstairs mountain range, which is on the border between the 2 counties. Generally, it's actually a bit surprising because when people do think of Wexford and Carlow, generally mountains aren't the first thing that come to mind. When I think of Wexford, I think of sea, and when I think of Carlow, I think of low-lying fields of sugar beet. So mountains aren't the first thing to come to mind, but it's quite interesting to see this mountain, and it's a huge peak. It's a very large peak. As you can see there, it has the RT mast. Now, this picture is from Google, and it was taken on a far clearer day. The annoying thing is the day we went up it, similar to my Croagh Patrick video from Easter, the weather was appalling. It was rubbish. It was raining. It was windy. There's a point where I tried talking, giving a little bit of information, but it was so windy up there that you can't really hear me, so I think I'll just do a voiceover for that as well. Anyway, so you do get on a clear day. I'm going to retry it on a clear day, maybe over the summer next year, because it's actually not that hard of a mountain to climb. If you are interested in climbing it, you have to. We came from Wexford town, so just generally just kind of. The good stop for both sides, if you're coming from Carlow or Wexford, is stop in Bunclody, or if another one is Barras in Carlow. And then generally there should be signs in both villages on where to head, and it's also a pretty prominent peak, and it's pretty easy to see and make out with the mast. But anyway, and generally as a climb, it's not too hard, except if your calves aren't good, you need a moderate level of fitness, so you don't need to be an athlete, but you might need to do a bit of training for it. I've started cycling a good bit, so that kind of helped me get into shape for it. But it's a moderate climb. It's kind of a medium one. It's not incredibly easy, but it's still not very hard. And generally, it only takes about 40 minutes to get up it in total. That's all it took me. As I said, the only thing that would be a bit of a pain is your calves will end up killing you for another couple of days, about 3 or 4 days later, there'll still be a small pain in your calves, but you'll get over it. Anyway, enough of me rambling on. I've been rambling on for far too long. Let's actually get to the videos of me climbing it. Right, so I don't actually have much footage from the road, but this was also short, if you can check it out as well. This is the video of some hedge cutting. Then we arrived. Here we are at the car park. Now, as I said, it was pouring rain and it was really foggy, so pretty bad day to be doing it. We had the right gear and everything. We had waterproof pants, we had boots and everything, and a nice big coat. But as you start going up, there's a good bit of. It's very forested as well. There's a lot of pine trees. This was also a fun little fact, because this is my first ever time in Carlow. Now, generally from this part. And there was a little cattle grid as well. Generally from this part on a clear day, you start to get your first couple of views, because it's actually quite high up. You don't realise it when it's foggy, but it's very high up. So you get views of generally Slieve na Mon in Tipperary and Brandon Hill in Kilkenny. Brandon Hill is another high point, which I'll have to do eventually. This was getting closer to the top, and it got far more foggy and windy. There's also generally wild sheep in the area, so you might come across them. But, this was around the top, so yeah, it reached the top now. So it said, be careful of the ice and the dust from the mast, and there it is. That's the RT mast. I think it's the biggest one in Ireland. But another thing that I learned when I was up there was that actually a flight from Birmingham crashed here a couple of years, or back in the 70s, I think. Then here's my little thing of what I was actually trying to say. So what I was trying to say was, this is the highest point in Carlow and Wexford. You can get views of, I think, Carlow, Wexford, Kilkenny, Laois, Dublin, Wicklow, Tipperary, and even as far as Carmarthenshire, Gwynedd, and Cardiganshire in Wales. So yeah, and also the summit is literally on the border. That's where I'm pointing is Wexford, and where I'm standing is Carlow. As I said, it was my first time ever in County Carlow. That's another one to check off the list. But yeah, and then here was just a little bit of footage on the way back. So it was still pouring rain, but here was a little kind of track on the way back. This is the kind of views of northeast Carlow countryside. Now, as I said, it was pretty rainy, so it's not the best footage, but it's nice. A little kind of an unknown part of Carlow, and just an unknown part of Ireland in general. Then this is heading into Bunclody. We stopped for a bit of soup on the way back. It was lovely. And here we are crossing back into Wexford from Carlow. There's a sign. Now, I did another video on the border between Carlow and Wexford at Bunclody, so go check that out as well. Here's just a few pictures from Bunclody that I also did in that video. Quite nice. And then here were a few cows at the end. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you again very, very soon. Bye.